All right. Hey guys, and welcome Elizabeth Richardson. Elizabeth, thank you so much for being here. Tell everybody just a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Sure. So I have a social media marketing business, and most of what I do is executing content for people across various platforms. And I'm a writer by trade, so all of the messaging is super important to me. We work really hard to make sure that the things that we say to the public and on our social media is very much a cut through the clutter kind of messaging. We don't want to do what everyone else is doing. We want to be, really curated and deliver things of value that make people's lives better.
That's
So
awesome.
that's what I do.
So in the realm of, world after coronavirus, one of the things that I've been
Yeah.
saying in the conversations I've been having is like, this is actually a really exciting time to be marketing, in particular on social media, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody's at home, like everything's been canceled. There are so many more eyeballs on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and really everywhere right now.
Right.
So as a professional in this field, how are you seeing that? Am I right about that first off?
You're 100% right. So we've seen organic reach go way up because, like you said, there's more people at home. They're in front of their computers. Maybe they're looking for resources for certain things. And so we're trying to give them things that they need right now. Like, what do you need to know about right now? Often as relates to the virus. And we're seeing our ads delivering more as well. So for some clients that I have that weren't even running ads before, we've started running small ads for them because we know we can get in front of people a lot easier.
Awesome. Are there any specific messages that are working? Like how have you seen that all shift in the wake of this?
Okay, so a couple of big ones. I do social media for four different real estate agents. And rather than sort of continuing on as usual, we've changed the messaging to things more like demonstrating how we're being thoughtful and with the virus and making sure that people can still close. Maybe the agent's actually not at the table doing the closing. Maybe they're FaceTiming their client in the car, or if they're there, they're keeping their distance. And even the messaging in the social media, for one client, we shifted and started talking about how the white glove service is now blue. And people like that messaging because we're trying to communicate we're being safe, we're doing the best that we can, we're taking all the necessary precautions. We have the little shoe booties, we have the blue gloves, we have the wipes and everything, and we can still carry on business. We can still show homes or show up to a closing and get you closed on
Yeah.
time.
No, that's great.
So that was a big one.
So I'm seeing one of the things I'm seeing, and I'm curious if you're seeing it as well, is in the short term. So like right now, and it's Wednesday, March 25th as we record this, and some people might be listening to this, a few weeks later, and things might be different. But in the short term, right now, it's hard for any messaging to break through that's not related to COVID, coronavirus, the shutdown. Like it's just kind of all that people are talking about and thinking about right now.
Right.
So that can be a challenge for, businesses who are still, trying to get their message out there. So do you have any thoughts on just kind of like how businesses can kind of pivot? Not so that they're like annoying people and just like, talking, constantly about it in an unproductive way, but like how can businesses kind of participate in that conversation in a way that advances like their messaging at the same time?
So there's a ton of ways. I do the social media for somebody who's running for a state senate spot, and we were heavily focused on campaigning, and then we pivoted, and now we talk about restaurants to get takeout from and best practices, information you need to know, just very much walking into a space that we feel we can bring value to people.
So Elizabeth, for the business owner that is out there still operating their own social media, they don't have a professional like you doing it for them. Where should they start right now? Like what would you tell somebody who is managing their own social media right now?
So again, I would tip a little more toward empathy and not toward any kind of selling. I would really stay out of that space. I would show
Talk to
creative.
me about like frequency, for example. Like, do you think that people should be
Oh,
posting more right now? Should they be posting the same? What are your thoughts on that?
more. And really, your social media posts to sort of optimize should be about 3.5 to 4 hours apart. Depending on your following, but that's a good rule of thumb. So if you've been posting once a day, you could post 2 or 3 times a day if you have something of value, and just go in and look at the metrics, see how many people you're getting in front of, make sure that they're up, they're going up a little bit, or even if they're just maintaining, if you're posting more and they're hitting the same number, you're actually getting more reach and impressions.
That's such a good point.
So
Are you seeing any particular social networks as being like hotter than others in the wake of this?
um let's see. I mean, anything that's like government related is doing really well. Anyone who's funny is doing really well right now because people are looking for entertainment as well.
How about like Facebook versus LinkedIn versus Twitter versus Instagram? Like, are there any spots that you think are going to be more just hotter than others?
So I think for pure entertainment value, to be honest, I think a lot of people are going to discover TikTok. So I don't normally tell people that they need to be on TikTok because it does tend to trend, differently than other brands. It's other social media brands usually reach an older demographic or people that, I mean, for the clients I represent, they usually need to be on Facebook or Instagram. But I found myself on TikTok lately just for pure entertainment value.
Okay, so
So
that is a huge, great tip. If for business owners that are sitting at home, not sure what to do with themselves, this would be a phenomenal time to start playing around with TikTok. Is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
just start playing around with it and see what people are doing. I got a message from a restaurant. This is about a month ago, and he wanted to get on TikTok. And advertising is really sort of prohibited. Can't get the word out for small businesses because it's so expensive. But he has a lot of millennials and younger kids working for him, and they wanted to do it. So he doesn't have to advertise. He's just going on his social media channel and doing funny videos and
Brilliant,
whatever. So
brilliant,
anybody can do that.
brilliant. Thank you, Elizabeth. That's a great idea. Are you currently yourself? Are you open for business right now? Are you accepting new customers?
Yes.
How can
So
people get in touch with you?
they can go to my Facebook page, which is Kairos Creative NC. They can call me.
Why don't you
Seven.
spell out Kairos?
Oh, so it's KAIROS Creative NC.com. So, and the word, this is like probably more than you need to know, but the word is actually Greek for time, meaning perfect time. So chronos is time marked in increments. Chronos means perfect time, which means you need to do things until they're done. So you need to do things to perfection. So, and this is a time for that. Like, get in, go in 100%, do it as well as you can possibly do it, be as empathetic as you possibly can, give people something of value so that they want to come back later on. So that would be my advice.
That's awesome, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yep. Thanks, Danny.